Hello YouTube. So in this video I would like to talk about communism. This is a topic that I've wanted to talk about for quite some time now, even before I started this channel and I was thinking of the videos I'd be putting up here. This is one that I've been really wanting to talk about. And as I said in my first video, I'm not a communist, I'm a democratic socialist. So I just want to make that clear because it's going to kind of sound like in some parts of the video that I really am supporting communism and I might sound like I am a communist, but I just want to assure you I'm not. So, first off, I want to say what the basic definition of communism is, and it's a stateless, classless, moneyless society where the means of production are completely owned by the community as a whole. And what an ideal communist society would look like would be no government, no money, no borders. It's kind of an international idea, but I suppose that an individual country could be communist while others would not be. And so basically, there's no money, so somebody finds what they're good at. They find their niche in society, and they do whatever type of production that is, and they distribute that to, the whatever they don't take for themselves, which they take what they need and then distribute the rest, and then somebody else that produces something else would also be distributing stuff, and everybody would be getting stuff from everybody else, and you would be giving stuff to everybody else, so everybody would rely on each other. And that's how an ideal communist society would work. There wouldn't be money, there would just be goods, and that's about it. And if you're really hardworking, this is something that a lot of anti-communist people would say. They say that if you don't work, then and you're not pulling your weight, then you're just being taken care of, even if you're not contributing. But that's not true, because since people are relying on you to do something, and if you're not pulling your weight, nobody's going to pull it for you. You're just not going to be provided for if you're not providing for other people. And if you're producing like way more surplus and you have more than what would be expected of you to make, then you can just trade that surplus for something you're low in, or even for a luxury. And just because you have a luxury doesn't mean you're up in the class system. It just means you've been rewarded for hard work. That's how true communism would theoretically work. And the two main approaches to communism are Marxist-Leninism and anarcho-communism. And Marxist-Leninism is the type of communism approach that all the communist revolutions that have happened, like in Laos, Vietnam, China, Soviet Union, Cuba, you know what I mean. They've always tried this Marxist-Leninist approach, which basically means there's a socialist transition where the government takes the money and redistributes it, basically to show that money is useless since everybody has the same amount. And I think there's actually, not necessarily true, but money is distributed way more equally, and eventually the government fades and money fades, and the true communist end result happens. And that's never worked, because in order for that to work, or for it to happen, the government has to have a huge amount of power to be able to do that, to distribute the money like that. And the government in these communist revolutions, they just abuse their power, and it turns into an authoritarian socialist, not communist country. And that, communism has never truly existed before. And then the other approach is anarcho-communism, which is just more traditional, classical anarchist approach to it. And that's basically overthrow the government, and whatever happens, happens, I guess. I'm not exactly sure about that, but it's not like Marxist-Leninism where there's like a government at first to lead you through, or like a leader at first. It's just you overthrow the government, and that's about it. Both are dangerous, because in Marxist-Leninism, the government it has a huge amount of power, and they can abuse that, which we've seen that they do. And in anarcho-communism, it could go to chaos, potentially, not necessarily, but if it happens so fast, it could go to chaos, and bad stuff would happen as well. But yeah, really, communism has never existed in a country before. It's always turned into authoritarian socialism. We've never seen anarcho-communism even be attempted, so I really can't speak about that too much, because there's not much to say since it's never really been attempted before. I also must say that I really don't think any kind of communist revolution is worth it because I mean, so many people would die, and then there's a good chance it probably would be in vain because communism usually ends up not occurring, and a bunch of people died completely in vain, and it's not worth it. That's my opinion, but I do believe that true communism is supposed to be something good. You know, the end result, the idea is good. I've never read the Communist Manifesto, I must admit, but I will read it at some point, and I'll probably make a follow-up video after I do. And I think that is about it. Yeah, there's really not much else to say about this. I've covered, I think, about everything. So I hope you understood what I said there about basically true communism is basically like a successful left-wing version of anarchy, which I may make another video about how communism is anarchy in a sense because there is no government, and that is basically the definition of anarchy. So I just hope that made sense, and thank you for listening, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.